Hey guys, this is Dave here with the Fight Bananas podcast. And before we go bananas with Impa Kasanganay, guys, check out bullyprooffoundation.org. The Fight Bananas podcast website, we have partnered up with the Bully Proof Foundation. Guys, it's a great website. They have a great 6-7 minute video. It's great to watch with your kids or watch with anyone that you think that would be able to help. There's a nice donate button on this website that you can help to so many kids. Guys, kids get bullied at school, at the playgrounds, and especially now online. Cyber bullying is becoming a legitimate problem here in America. Guys, check out our family at bullyprooffoundation.org. All right, guys, this is Dave here with the Fight Bananas podcast. Impa Kasanganay coming on the podcast once again. He has a middleweight championship belt on the line. So much to talk to Impa, one of our favorite guests here on the podcast. All right, guys, Impa Kasanganay. All right, guys, back on the Fight Bananas podcast. Impa Kasanganay, how you doing, my brother?
I'm great. How you doing, sir?
Doing really good, man. Doing really good. Very cool. Big fight news for yourself. LFA 84, Friday, March 20th, middleweight championship of the world. Impa, how you doing, man? How excited are you for this?
Oh, man, I'm great. I'm blessed. It's a huge opportunity, huge privilege, to be able to fight for the LFA title. It's a really respected title, and I'm grateful to be able to represent my gym, my family, everything that we've been putting together. It's pretty cool, so I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. LFA has been on fire lately. I've been checking out their shows on UFC Fight Pass. They are just turning up UFC fighters. They're putting up a lot of great talent. Definitely a tough task for you. They don't have any easy fights on LFA. They just don't. How cool is it to be underneath that umbrella, and especially that UFC Fight Pass umbrella?
Man, under that umbrella, man, it just shows that we're doing the right thing.
Right.
Like my coach, Jeff Jimmo, he's prepared me and my family support, and all my teammates, really prepared me to get here. Just with my short time being a pro, to be able to get, go get this title on March 20th means a lot to me. It's like everything's coming together. And what I love about it too, like you said, there are no easy fights. Like Danny Madrid, he's a good fighter. And those are the kind of fights you want. Those are the kind of fights like you build your career with because you respect him,
Right.
And that's what I want to be, the best to ever do it. That's what I'm pushing myself to be every single day. And to be able to fight this fight and, for him to take this fight, I'm just really appreciative of that. And, after this fight, looking to step into the UFC shortly. So I think it's just a great platform, especially in the UFC Fight Pass.
Absolutely. We're talking about LFA. Of course, UFC is the main goal. It's been your main goal ever since I've talked to you. And there's no easy fights there, the UFC. It only gets bigger and badder and tougher. So I love how you said, how you are. You're fighting a really, really tough fighter, and you want it that way. Why would you want a tomato can in this stage of your career? That does you no good. It doesn't, help you get to where you want to be one day. Is middleweight championship of the world 2021, 2022 UFC bound,
Sure.
Also with this is, you said how busy you were, Impa, with your 2019 as a pro. And you were, no one, I don't think, was busier than you. 6-0, am I right on that in 2019?
Yeah, 6-0 in 8 months.
6-0 in 8 months. Dana White Contender Series win as well. Now on the UFC Fight Pass with LFA. It seems like it is all coming together for you. How do you feel right now being a pro 18, 20 months in?
That's a great question. How do I feel being a pro right now? Man, I feel great. It's I'm blessed. It's like it's one of those things you're like, is this really happening sometimes? Because, when I graduated college, I'm going to do this. And, I decided to, I just finished, I graduated, I left the job that I was working at, that I was an intern, and I was like, well, I believe I'm supposed to fight. And at first it was just a feeling. It's like, God called me to do this. I believe I'm supposed to do this. Let's see. And even though, you're supposed to do it, you're in practice, you're getting beat up every day, and you're like, wait, am I really supposed to do this? And over time, you keep getting better. You get great training partners like Brian Barberina, Chase Gamble, Scott Holtzman, John Salter, Chris Honeycutt, everybody who just came in the gym, Ricky Rainey, and you just start taking pieces of the game, and my head coach, and it all comes together. It makes me realize, the best feeling is when you know that the best thing is like when you trusted that feeling to like go after your dream, and you're right there, and you're super super close to taking over. That like making that decision then, that's like you have no regrets anymore.
Right.
But I always wondered too, I'm like, man, if I stayed in accounting, if I did that, and I knew this could have happened, oh gosh, I don't even know what I'd do to myself. I would just, I feel horrible. So it's like, it's the best feeling in the world when you're walking in your dream, when you're walking in your purpose. And I can look at my parents and say like, thank you for believing in me. I know it was crazy when I said, hey, I'm going to leave this accounting job. That's awesome. And I'm going to focus on what I've been called to do. And like, what? Yeah, I'm going to fight. And, it's the best feeling. It's like, it's a really great feeling of affirmation. You know?
Yeah. Oh, the journey. The journey is, it's unbelievable. Everyone can see us at the end. Everyone can see us reaching our goals, but it feels like you are in this journey, and not that. It feels like you are. You're right there. Middleweight championship of the world, like you said, LFA, they just don't give out title fights, randomly. This is a legitimate big-time fight. It might be a winner UFC fight. It's that big of a fight. One thing you mentioned, and I love it. I love your gym, Impa. Jim O. Everyone there is just tremendous. Everyone there has been always so, upfront and nice. And you just mentioned a couple UFC studs. You got a couple other fighters that are right there as well that are just, a fight or two away. Just, to me, you got a ton of positive momentum right now at Jim O. Just talk about the gym itself and just talk about being around this great environment.
And we have an amazing gym. We even have kids that fought this past weekend, in the body shot only contest. Houston, we just saw Landon Weaver, it starts from the ground up. And we're led by an amazing head coach, Jeff Jimbo. He doesn't take junk, and he pours his heart and soul into it. He invests everything he has into us. And I believe it starts there. And then with that, we have a great community of people who don't even fight, but they're just super supportive. Like when people are going out of town, they start a bake sale. When people go out of town, people cover classes. Like, to me, it's a community. It's our tribe. And like, you talk to Taylor Jenkins, a bunch. She's doing well, and she's about to have a kickboxing match. Like, we're just super active. We have classes all day long. So like, there's always an opportunity to get work and keep building scaffolding to where we want to go. And just to be a part of this gym, to see people where you want to be, and you see people where you once were, like, you always have the responsibility to honor those who helped you get there. Like I said, like, the pros that helped me get here, I honor them by doing the best that I possibly can. And I honor God because he's allowed me to be here, my coach. And then the guys that I want to be, like, I'm asking them all the questions. So it's like, it's just you're in such a blessed environment that, like, it's almost, it doesn't make sense to me sometimes, because you're just like, wow, like, I get to train here, Like, Coach allows me to train here, and he loves us like we're his sons and his daughters, like, for the lady fighters in the gym. And you can see that love just flowing through the gym. So always getting the work in, always having classes, always having people there, and everybody just stepping up to, keep the momentum going. And I just see us taking over. That's what I love about our gym.
Yeah, it is, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to watch you guys. You mentioned Taylor Jenkins. We love her on the Fight Pass podcast. Holtzman is fighting, next Saturday in New Mexico for UFC. I saw Chase. Chase has got something coming up. You guys are. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like getting octagon time, cage time, in the ring time. There's nothing like it. Practice is great, training's great, learning a new technique is unbelievable, but your gym just stays so busy, Impa. I just love it. It's like there's nothing like it. You learn on the job. It's just, to me, I love where your coach is taking it. I think you said it a couple times. You have a great leader. And, the gym is just on fire. I love it. So we talked about the gym. Always, me, I'm an FRM guy. I love talking about the management. This is the first fight, I believe, under them, because you signed something at the end of the year, didn't go right, but now, boom, like I said, LFA 84. Wow. March 20th on a Friday, UFC Fight Pass. Again, first round management, getting the deals done for you. Man,
yeah, big thank you to first round management, Mr. DeBono, Abraham and Malkikawa. They've just been super helpful, especially the way the end of last year went. It's not exactly what we pictured, just with like everything in Biloxi and everything like that. But the coolest thing was, they were just like, oh no, we're just going to readjust. We're going to make these moves and let's get going. And I called like every single day, and they're like, yeah, no. They're calling me back and forth. And then, maybe a month or so ago, Mr. DeBono called me, Lou, and he's like, hey, LFA is offering the title. I'm like, let's go. And it's just really, really cool to have that FRM family behind me. And I'm excited, to take this title with them, and then, eventually take the UFC middleweight title as well.
Right. So. Right. And you said the big buzzword there that I heard, Impa, was family. They don't just treat everyone on a piece of paper or a money symbol. It's nothing like that at all. It's always what's best for you. And every person's different. They have Bellator fighters. They have UFC fighters. They have one fighters. Demetrius Johnson's one of the best fighters in the world, but Demetrius wanted to go to another organization, someone that, showed him a lot of love. So one fighting was perfect for him. So I just love how FRM is not about what's best for FRM or what's best for UFC. It's always what's best for the fighter. And that just, it goes a long way, Yes,
sir. Yeah, and that's what's one thing I've been learning too, is like they'll treat you as your individual fighter. They're like, no, I think this is best for your career. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Communicated very well, and been able to speak with my coach and my family and just keep it all very clear as far as, with communication. Like, nobody has to like wonder, okay, what's going on, or anything. They're just able to say, okay, no, this is what we're going to do. This is our vision. This is where we want to go. So let's focus on this. And that's been just super helpful, because they really just treat me like you said, not a number. They treated me as if I'm just Impa Kasanganay, the fighter who wants to keep fighting and fight the best in the world. So, I have my eye on some of the guys in the UFC already. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And one of their guys in the UFC, how about Yoel Romero, UFC Middleweight Championship on the line a couple months from now, him versus Israel Adesanya. How cool, I know you're going to be watching. I know both guys are, they're at the top of the level. That's where you want to be a year from now, 18 months from now. So what do you think about that fight, Yoel Romero, an FRM mate, versus Izzy, one of the greatest middleweights maybe of all time?
It's a very intriguing fight. I'm excited about it. Yoel Romero will be there in Izzy's face, and Israel Adesanya is so skilled, so crafty, and he's coming to fight, and that's what I love. I respect both guys, and it's beyond it to see in the cage with either one of them, and the way they get after it. I mean, it'd be cool to really see, like, you see all these guys like Masvidal in the first round about to fight for the title. Jones is defending his title. Yoel's about to, fight Israel for this title. He gets that, then it's 3 guys in first round with titles, plus Demetrius Johnson. It's inspiring, really.
Right.
Just to see, like, oh, man, like, being a young, it's like a young dog in that kennel, you want to be the top one, be the top dog soon. And just to see guys do it. So I just love, actually, it's funny thing, I just love watching Yoel Romero fight. And I love watching Izzy fight. So that fight to me is just amazing to see. And like you said, like a year from now, 18 months from now, even shorter. Just to see myself there, it's super, super cool.
It is. And we talked about it, how quick Israel Adesanya, his UFC debut to his title match was. It was a 15, 16-month reign. And, we talked about it with you being undefeated, and I know you always never look past the fight, but then if you have the LFA belt on you, UFC debut, spring, summer-ish, and then boom, you just take off. You never know where you're going to be at the end of 2021. It could be right there for you. Man, we're so excited, but we always love having you on. I give you this platform. This is yours, whatever you want to talk about or sponsor or plug. Go away, man. Take it away. Really appreciate your time, Impa.
Well, man, first of all, thank you for having me on here. It means a lot. I know you recently had your newborn, so
yes,
God bless you and your family. That's exciting.
Thank you.
A couple sponsors I want to say thank you to. Rodkeys, CBD. They really helped me recover a bunch, especially with my active training schedule, travel schedule, fight schedule. I want to thank my gym, Jimbo Tribe, Coach Jeff Jimbo, Luray Athletic Club, and Jonathan Logan. Just my mentors taught me so much. My family, they're top of the list. Just without their support, I wouldn't be anywhere. Thank you, First Round Management. Thank you, First Round Management family. Helping me get this fight. Thank you, LFA, for having me. And just thank you to everybody who's been supporting me, friends, family, and just all my supporters, people who've been reaching out a bunch, once the news hit the social media. So I just thank you guys so much, and it really means a lot to me.
Yeah, it was awesome, Impa. It was, you and I, it was maybe like 8 days ago, we were talking on the phone, we were about to kind of talk about this, and then, it happens, right? Trust me, the fight game, I'm telling you, I should run a podcast with just all the behind-the-scenes stuff, all the weight cuts, all the managements, all the fights that happen or don't happen. It's unbelievable how much information is out there, you know what I mean? It's crazy, but so happy to talk to you today. Your fight is out Friday, March 20th, LFA 84 Middleweight Championship of the World. Thank you so much, man. Stay blessed, Impa. We're going to talk to you really soon. We'll talk to you maybe that week, or we'll talk to you right after when you win that strap, and we'll take a good picture, all right?
Yes, sir. For sure. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
What's up, guys? Wow, what a great interview. I absolutely love, respect, admire Impa Kasanganay. I just like his demeanor. I think he's one of the best middleweight prospects in all of mixed martial arts. So excited for him, that LFA Middleweight Championship on the line Friday, March 20th. All right, guys. We're talking to Impa, and we did talk a little bit about Yoel Romero and Israel Adesanya. And so let me kind of break down what I think the 2020 middleweight division, the top, the title. Let's just stick with the title. There's so many great names. If this might be... You ready? Yeah. I'm going to go out on the limb right now. The middleweight division is the best it's ever been in UFC history. We can start at the top, Israel Adesanya. We have guys like Robert Whittaker. What he did for his daughter is just, it's so respectful. I'm going to use that word, admire. Impa said it. Just had 2 girls of my own, twin girls. I am a father of 2 older boys. I would do anything in the world for them. It's family. They're my kids. I would do anything in the world. And Bobby Knuckles is putting his career, he's putting it all on hold to take care of his daughter. Absolutely, job well done, brother. I'm just so proud, just so pumped for him. More great middleweights, Costa, guys. He's an animal. He's one of the best powerful middleweights I have ever seen. The man's undefeated. He was going to get the title shot against Izzy before the injury happened. And talking about powerful, let's talk about Yoel Romero, a mainstay in the middleweight division. He was off a pound, 2 ounces, whatever it was. He would be the middleweight champion of the world when he defeated Luke Rockhold around a year ago, 18 months ago. So, guys, we got the power. We got Costa. We got Romero. Talking about, how about Kinnear? Kinnear's on a hell of a run. Talking about power, speed, athletic ability. Darren Till is a middleweight. He brings the flavor, the jazz. He's got the talk, but he can also walk the walk. He wants every middleweight on his hit list, except for Yoel Romero. But Darren Till's a monster. We got Jack Hermanson still. We got Gas, Derek Brunson. And then we have the dark horse sleeper that I will talk about soon, Edmund Shabazian. Okay? There's so many great middleweight talent right now in the UFC. But, like I said, let's just stick around with the title. Let's just kind of stay there. And the title match is set. It's set for, March 7th, T-Mobile Arena. I love it. Yoel Romero will challenge Israel Adesanya. So that's UFC 248. I'm going to go out on the limb. And I know Israel is undefeated. I know he's one of the best fighters in the world. But there's a lot of John Jones talk. There's just a lot of talk in particular. He had a great fight against Kelvin Gas. I think he's had a couple wars in a row. And I think Yoel Romero is just a bad matchup for Izzy. I think Yoel Romero finally goes to the top of the mountain. He's been one of the best middleweights on this planet for multiple years. But on that day, UFC 248 will be crowned the new UFC undisputed middleweight champion of this world, Yoel Romero. So, you would think maybe a media rematch. I don't know. And this is why. Let me go there. Let me take a left turn real quick, guys. I think after that, Izzy wants to move up because there's a lot of talk of him fighting John Jones. There's a lot of talk of John Jones moving up, and then maybe that's a new hole for the light heavyweight division. Maybe Izzy will just start to try to take over that division. I think he likes the whole have 2 different championships in 2 different weight classes. I think that will mean a lot to him. So I think Yoel will keep the title and not rematch against Izzy. But he does have to fight. He does have to rematch someone because the middleweight division is so dang tough, and he's going to rematch Paulo Costa. That fight was one of the best fights of the year of 2019. That 3-round amazing epic event they put on, Costa versus Romero. That's going to be the title match. Let's just put that the dead of summer. June, July, August, right in the middle of the summer, the heat. Costa should be back through his injuries, so now he's back. Yoel wants to defend the crown. Him versus Costa. It could have went either way in the first one. But I think with Yoel Romero being champion and Costa not fighting for probably around a year, I think Yoel will get the edge. A 5-round, maybe one of the greatest fights in the history of all UFC. Yoel Romero will defend his crown in the heat of the summer versus Costa. Okay, so that brings us to one more title match around Thanksgiving, around Halloween, maybe the Christmas time. They always have a spectacular card at the end of the year. And this is my dark horse. I mentioned his name earlier, and I know there's Till, and I know there's Jared, and I know there's Kevin Gass. I know there's so much talent, but I'm going to go out on the limb, guys. I'm going to go, he's going to beat Derek Brunson in a couple months. I think he's going to have one more big fight. Maybe it is against Darren Till. That would be a nice fight to see. I think Edmen Shahbazyan. He's the guy on the rise. He's the undefeated middleweight managed by Ronda Rousey. He's got a lot of buzz around his name. How about at the end of the year, 2 more wins for Edmen. He leapfrogs guys like Hermanson. You know, maybe Whitaker's not in the mix yet. Adesanya's a light heavyweight. And Edmen versus Yoel for the last fight in the middleweight division of 2020 for the title. There you go. Tell me who's not signing up for that. The old school versus the new school. Yoel, Soldier of God, Romero versus Edmen, the highlight reel Shahbazyan. That's a fight that we would love to see, especially if everything works out the way that I said it would. So 2020, we got title fights galore. We got Yoel Romero taking over the middleweight division in 2020. There's so many great challengers in Till and Kinnear and Hermanson. But when it's all said and done, when the smoke is cleared, Shahbazyan Romero, end of the year for the middleweight championship of this world. And then 2021 is the takeover of Impa Kasanganay. You're welcome. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Fight Bananas podcast. We really appreciate it. Download and subscribe on iHeartRadio or any podcast platform, and especially if you want to watch, we do a lot of live interviews in our studio. We do a lot of weigh-ins. We do a lot of cool little, we do a lot of locked-in picks. We always make our 4 picks of every UFC card. All that is on our YouTube channel, Fight Bananas. And, guys, give back. Our sponsors take care of us, so please take care of them. I'm talking about people like Mako Tech Mouthguards. Follow them on Instagram. We love them. Mako Tech _mouthguards. We're talking about End Still Nutrition. End Still Nutrition's been with us literally since day one. So check them out on Instagram. They have a great page. They take care of so many fighters. They take care of fighters like Dylan Kleckler, who just signed with Bare Knuckle FC. They take care of guys like SD Dumas, who just fought his, he's moving up the ranks. They take guys up like Brock Weaver, who's about to fight on the UFC New Mexico show. So take care of N Still Nutrition. Hey, I use the Joint Jiu-Jitsu daily. Also, Warhammer Fightwear. I cannot talk about them enough. I love them. Their gear. They have like these dry fit shirts, and I wear them on the daily. They have great stuff. They have a Black Widow tank. Jessica Borga's tank top is now at warhammerfightwear.com. Guys, just check them out. I'm telling you, you will get the gear. warhammerfightwear.com. And last but definitely not least, check out fusioncbdproducts.com. Put in our promo code, guys, when you purchase. When you're in the checkout, put in FIGHT2020. That's FIGHT2020 at fusioncbdproducts.com, and that will get you 10% off your full order. There we go. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you to Impa Kasanganay for coming back on the Fight Bananas podcast. You are always welcome, my brother. We appreciate you. Hey, we appreciate you listeners out there. But, guys, keep on this. This is what I want you to do. I want you to copy the link. If you're listening on iHeart or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Stitcher or any podcast platform, however you're listening, copy it right now. Okay, you did it. Now send it to a friend. Send it to a family member. And then send it to an enemy. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you, Impa Kasanganay, and always stay bananas.